Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Derek Monahan, and today I'll be discussing First Amendment rights in public schools. Within recent years, we have seen a major increase in employee and student retaliation due to the violation of their First Amendment rights. Most people would support my thesis that schools do violate the rights of their students and staff. However, are we sure that these policies that are being put in place aren't just meant to better the environment and make it safer for both the students and staff? In order to discuss First Amendment rights in public schools, we have to establish what the First Amendment is. The First Amendment is a constitutional declaration that protects some of our most valued rights. These include the freedom of speech, expression, petition, the press, and religion. The First Amendment rights of people can be restricted based on the time, place, and manner of the situation. Restrictions are based on public convenience, such as traffic flow, location, including private or non-private property, and the manner of protest, which usually includes a symbolic speech that is not representative of a large enough amount of people. Employees usually have many problems that they face within public school systems. This includes discrimination from other people and not having a big impact in their own salary, the educational curriculum, or the teaching style. As you can see to the left, this picture shows another problem, including working hours right here. This is a case study that was done that says most claimants first ask boss to resolve problems. As you can see, 17% of claimants did not complain to the boss. 39% of the time, the boss ignored the complaint. 27% of the time, the boss would say they would correct this issue, but did not. 10% of the time, the boss retaliated against the worker. 3% of the time, the boss blamed the worker for the problem, and 4% includes other. This is an example of how poorly the views and thoughts of employees within public school systems are acknowledged. Students also face similar problems within public schools. They are unable to express their views on religion, race, politics, and even their own educational system. These are due to the strict policies that are put in place by schools, and also the prohibition of petition and the disciplinary actions that they take in order against these students. A case of a violation of students' rights is Tinker v. Des Moines. This is about a symbolic protest from students that include a silent and nonviolent protest, in which they were wrongly disciplined for. So what is the reason for these policies? These policies are meant to protect the students and create a better environment for learning. It also prevents violence between both students and staff within the schools. An example of this would be the Cox v. Warwick Valley Central School District case, in which a student named Raphael Cox had an essay that promoted a lot of violence, including suicide, murder, and drugs. Now, because of his troubled past, they saw that he was a possible threat to both himself and the students around him. So as we see overall, that schools do have good intentions when putting these policies in place. However, sometimes they can be overly strict and prohibit the use of free speech of both the students and staff within public schools. What questions do you have? Yes?
About that case study, like how long?
Only I ask questions, but you can clap for him. Hold that thought, okay? Hold on, I got some questions for you. Here you go, first question. What information did you need before you began your research, and how did that information shape your research?
I needed to know what the full extent of the First Amendment was, because I knew that it protected our freedom of speech and expression, but I didn't know what else it covered. And then using that, I was able to extend my research. That way I could cover more than just the right of speech in public school systems.
All right, and then last question. What additional questions emerged from your research And why were those questions potentially important?
So I saw that there was a major increase in retaliation due to the violation of their rights, but as soon as I went to further research, I noticed that a lot of these policies put in place are meant to protect the students, so I wanted to put that into my claim and kind of show that I wasn't fully knowledgeable about the situation itself and kind of use all my evidence to further strengthen my claim at the end.
All right, you're done.